Okay, guys, it's fight night. Tonight's Manny Pacquiao versus Chris Algieri for the WBO title. And yesterday was the weigh-in for them, and both of them eventually made weight. Manny Pacquiao made weight right away. He weighed in at 143 pounds and 8 ounces. Algieri weighed in at 144.4 for his first try. They let him try a second time on the spot, and he weighed in at 144.2. That was him just naked, trying to make the weight. He was 2 ounces over, so he gets 2 hours to lose the weight, and he did lose the weight. I think he came in at his third weigh in at 143.6. It's crazy. You would think that he would be easily be able to make the weight due to the fact he's used to fighting at 140 pounds, but maybe this is something he's trying to use. Be right at the dot so he can come in at a much heavier weight. I think he's gonna come in around 158 pounds or so, probably 160. It depends. He's a very big, broad guy, so he can put in a lot of weight. I am expect obviously. I think everyone is expecting to tall weight Manny because he is technically the bigger man. You can tell, but all right. With that being said, I'm picking Manny Pacquiao to win, based on obvious reasons. One, Manny's the more experienced fighter. He's more complete, and I think that's ultimately going to be what will determine the winner of this fight. Not to say that our jury isn't good. He is good, but he's nowhere near as good as Manny Pacquiao is. This is another level that Chris Algieri has not seen or been to, and Manny's been at this before. Manny is a completely different fighter than Ruslan. Ruslan was his highest level competition, and that isn't enough to prepare him for this fight because their styles are not even close. They're two different types of animals. The only similarities they have would be power, and that's really it. Otherwise, they have nothing in common besides their aggressors. Both of them use completely different tactics and their abilities to get to their opponents. Manny uses speed, footwork, and angles. Ruslan just goes head forward, just straight to you, and hopes to knock you out, and eventually gets you. That's why Algieri was able to have success and outbox him and box circles around him. He won't be able to do that against Manny, and well, not towards the end of the rounds, like middle after, because I do expect Algieri to give Manny Pacquiao some type of difficulties, but nothing Manny won't overcome and defeat. Now, Manny has more experience, speed, power, footwork, and he's a fast-paced fighter. Chris Algieri has never dealt with anything like this. To deal with all these categories at once is very hard to overcome, especially when you're dealing with just someone that knows what to do and deal with you. Chris Algieri will have to reach height and weight advantage because he is obviously the much bigger man. The weight advantage will be he will have it even though he used to fighting at 140 instead of 147 like Manny is, but that's only because he's taller. Like, he's able to put more weight on. His frame is built so he fights at 154 really realistically, but that's more closer to his walk around weight, so he chooses to fight lower. As for Manny, he basically tends to fight at his walk around weight, which is around from 140 to 147. So he's able to make this weight really easy. This is the catch weight of 144 for Manny's WBO title. So I'm expecting Algieri to weigh in around 158, maybe even 160, but somewhere in the high 50s. Algieri doesn't have enough experience, I think, for me to pick him in this fight to win. He does have a good style. I like his style a lot, but it's just the overall experience. This is a pro versus a rookie, basically, in like a broad comparison, because Algieri hasn't done anything really to compare to what Manny Pacquiao has been able to do in the boxing world. Algieri is a good fighter, and some people would say that styles make fights, and Algieri's style is made to beat Manny, but that's only half true. If Manny fought like Brandon Rios, then yeah, you're right. I would say Chris Algieri would easily defeat Manny Pacquiao, but we know that's not the case. Brandon Rios and Manny Pacquiao don't fight similar at all. Manny fights completely different. He uses speed to get his footwork to get angles. Now, with that, he's able to hit his opponents easily and then not get hit. We've seen him do it versus Brandon Rios, and we've seen him do it against plenty of other fighters. I don't know how Chris Algieri is planning on dealing with that. He's probably going to be just popping the jab all night and trying to outbox him and like set his template for the fight. But Manny is just going to overwhelm him with his speed and volume punching, especially his footwork. I think that's going to be amazing in this fight. But even though people would say, "Oh, Manny has had trouble with boxers like fighters," yeah, that's true, and it is possible that he could beat him to some extent, based on the fact that Manny hasn't. I don't, from to my knowledge, hasn't really faced anyone this slick of a fighter. The closest person would probably have to be either Marcus or Bradley, but neither of them are pure boxers or slick fighters in that sense. Marcus is more of a counter puncher, boxer puncher fighter, and Bradley is more of a boxer puncher. Marcus is a boxer in the sense, but he's aggressive compared to how Floyd is a boxer, but he's a defensive minded boxer. For Marcus, it would be, okay, I'm gonna go forward, and then I'm gonna counter him when he throws a punch. Mayweather would be like, okay, I'm gonna be forward, and then when he throws a punch, I'm gonna make him miss, and then I'm gonna counter him. Marcus is willing to get hit. Mayweather isn't. They're completely different. Think of Marcus as going forward and hitting you, and Mayweather as going backwards and hitting you. Mayweather's more of a pure boxer. Marcus is more of a boxer puncher, counter puncher. Now, Algieri is a very slick fighter. I like his style a lot. I'm a fan of his, but it's not going to be enough. If he was high level experience, yeah, I would have definitely picked him to win, because his style is very good. It can beat Manny's, but he doesn't have the experience, I think, to beat him. I think that's ultimately why he's gonna lose, in my point of view. If he did have the experience, I would say this would either be a 50-50 fight or he would win, but that's not the case. His highest level competition has been Ruslan Provatnikov, and even he was close to losing in the first round itself. Now, after that, to me, it looked like he easily outboxed Ruslan Provatnikov and got the decision. At least from my point of view, I gave it to Chris Algieri from the second round on, because to me it was just a shutout. Now, both of these fighters looked in great shape. Like, I've seen so much footage of both. Both of them have been following this fight like crazy, because I've been looking forward to this fight for so long, ever since it was announced, based on the styles, and that's what interested me. And I can't say enough. Like, they both look like they went like 110 and above for this fight, especially Manny. I think he knows what's at stake for this fight. He knows that if he loses this, he can say goodbye to a Mayweather fight forever. That's not gonna happen. This is like, I think, the final stepping stone that it needs to get that fight. Well, at least you would hope so, right? But you never know. As for Chris Algieri, imagine if he beats Manny Pacquiao. Imagine if you were him, right? And then you beat Manny Pacquiao. So many doors are gonna open for you. So many opportunities. Like, your whole life is gonna change for the better. So both of them know what's at stake. Manny can afford to lose to this guy, because essentially he's a nobody facing a legend. And imagine how that would look on his resume. Imagine what that would do to his career from this point on. It would basically not end him, but it would be just bad. As for Chris Algieri, if he loses, he doesn't really have anything at stake. His title isn't even on the line, and I believe he was stripped from it. So, and there's no shame to losing to a great fighter either, but there is shame to losing to a nobody, because then you'll be like, wow, you fought this nobody, you cherry picked him, and you got beat. Damn, you suck. So there's high risk, low reward for Manny, and there's high reward, low risk for Algieri. This is why it's such an important fight for both of them, because they know what's at stake, and that's why I think they're going to give their all, and they're going to maximize their style to try to defeat each other. Now, Manny, I think, is going to basically come in the same weight, around the same weight that he weighed in. It's not going to be much different, like he usually does. He usually comes in around the same weight. Sometimes he's hit a little higher, like around 150, but that was really it. I think that's the highest I've ever seen him, even in like after the official weigh-in. So I think Manny's strategies for this fight is going to be when Algieri throws a jab, Manny's going to throw an over the hand right hook. Since Manny's the southpaw and Chris Algieri is an orthodox, Manny's right hand is going to be in the front with Algieri's left hand. Usually when an orthodox fighter throws a jab, the southpaw's counter is in a right hook. That works very effectively. And I think he's going to be using that a lot. And then he's going to follow by throwing a straight left. Also, he's also going to be lounging like in with the left hand like he did to Oscar De La Hoya, or at least he's planning on to. At least that's what I would have him do. But Manny's just gonna. I think he's gonna use a lot. I mean, in a lot of footwork. We're gonna see him get the cut off the ring, because that should be what he's doing. Jerry likes to move around in circles and use the outer space of the ring. And if he uses that and Manny's in the middle, he's gonna make circles around him, and Manny can't let him do that. So Manny Pacquiao is gonna have to cut him off, and I think he's gonna have to show him the difference in power, which I think should be not so obvious, but it will be noticeable in the fight. I think Algieri. I'm also think that Algieri's gonna look stronger and much more powerful than in his other fights, and that's because when you're facing high level competition, it only brings out the best in you and your opponents. If I'm facing, for example, a nobody, am I gonna bust my ass training to defeat this dude? No, because I know it's not gonna be that hard. But if I'm facing the highest level competition, yeah, I'm gonna bust my ass and work 24/7 so I make sure I'm good. So I am expecting Chris Algieri to look strong, to look more powerful than his other fights, but it's not gonna be nothing to be like, oh damn, look at that, or expect of like any possible steroids or anything like that. But he will look stronger. He will have more power than before. Oh, I can't wait to see this fight. I've been waiting for this fight ever since it's announced. Just to the fact of the type of styles that there are, and Manny hasn't faced someone like this, I think, in a very long time, or even at all. So, even though I am picking Manny Pacquiao to win, I do believe Chris Algieri will give him some trouble at some point of this fight, but it won't be nothing Manny can overcounter. Chris Algieri is a good boxer, but he's not great, and that's why I'm picking Manny Pacquiao to win. I do think Manny Pacquiao is going to get a stoppage for the first time in a long time, and that's partially because, like I said again, he knows what's at stake, he knows what he needs to do, and he needs to get an impressive victory if he wants to get a Mayweather fight, or at least it would seem that way, because it'd be like, oh damn, Manny's looking better, yeah, let's definitely make the Mayweather fight. But that could also make it worse for him in some scenarios, because Mayweather could be like, oh hell no, I'm not fighting this dude after he just went through this guy like this. You know, everything has their sides. So Manny, I think he is gonna get a stop. I think he's gonna get a stoppage, not necessarily a knockout, but a TKO probably, maybe around the 9th round or so. I don't think this fight's gonna go the distance unless Chris Algieri really is on his bike and hits the pedal to the metal and just stays away from him. But otherwise, I think Manny's gonna get some type of stoppage victory, and I am looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to what both fighters have improved on and developed during their camp. It's fight night, so let's get it on. Tell me what you guys think. Who do you think is gonna win? Why? How do you think they're gonna win? Who are you picking? Because some people are picking Chris Algieri, but not a lot. It's mostly after this fight's over, and if he does win, for example, there's gonna be a lot of bandwagon. Because I have not seen really anyone pick Chris Algieri. I've seen some, but not a lot. Mostly everyone's on Manny Pacquiao's side. And of course, after the fight's over, they're gonna be like, "Oh, of course, Manny was supposed to fight and beat him. He's a nobody." Blah blah blah. A lot of people can't give credit nowadays, no matter who or what it is. So, tell me what you guys think of this edit that I made. It took me a while, but I'm getting better and better. So that's it for right now, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.